Greetings, Libra and Libra rising. This is your Western forecast for August 2025. I want to start with the bigger picture because there's a rare planetary alignment happening this month where all four outer planets are in harmony by exact degree to each other. So there's this tremendous beneficial opportunities for growth for the whole world. What we're going to have is that Saturn and Neptune are in Aries, a fire sign. Fire heats up the air of Libra. Uranus and Pluto are in Aquarius, air signs, and Libra is the third air sign. So in some ways, that transformational Pluto, that revolutionary Uranus is forming a grand trine for Libras in general. So what is happening is the Saturn, the Neptune, the Pluto, they're all in harmony with Uranus. Uranus represents revolutionary, thinking out of the box, inventions, technology, tremendous, exciting breakthrough energies. The Uranus is in Gemini, an air sign, very compatible to Libra and to the other outer planets. The Uranus in Gemini is 9 signs past Libra. So a lot of this new insight and breakthrough energies is with 9th house matters. Some of you could be deciding to go back and get a higher degree because the 9th house can deal with higher education. But it could also be dealing with suddenly deciding to become a teacher. Or the 9th house has a lot to do with publishing, marketing. When it comes to publishing, or especially marketing, Uranus is technology, Gemini is information and communications. So this could also be ideal for many of you to start having a successful online business. Or if you just, anything online, that would go viral, and there would be all that 9th house of media and marketing and spreading suddenly out to the world. But let me get back into that more detail and refinement later, when I'm also going back to, well, what is that Pluto, Neptune, and Saturn? What is all that doing to really support this breakthrough Uranus energy for the world? Now, every month, I always start with, where is the sun? Well, the sun's in Leo the first 3 weeks till August the 22nd. Where the sun is shining is where your attention is more drawn to. Well, Leo is 11 signs past Libra. So the sun is putting a real spotlight on the 11th house. Your long-range goals and aspirations, that's the 11th house. But on a more personal level, it's friendships, it's group activities, getting involved with organizations. Mercury is also in Leo, in your 11th, but Mercury's retrograde. Now, Mercury is that decision-making, planning, what you're curious about, went into your 11th, June the 26th. It started to slow down and it retrograded on July the 17th through August the 10th, at which point it's now going direct again till September the 2nd in your 11th. So that Mercury could, in the 11th, when it's retrograde, could really be testing friendships or any kind of group or organization you're involved in. You could be second guessing, should I be there? So you could just be doing a lot of reevaluating friendships, reevaluating community, networking. On a more positive, I've often found with Mercury is retrograde, because that could be a time of reconnecting in the 11th house of friendships. Now, it could be very good for repairing or reconnecting to a friendship that for whatever reason got distant, or out of nowhere, maybe somebody from high school, college, another town you used to live in, that you reconnect. So with that social energy of Mercury in the 11th, let's go to Venus. Venus is the planet associated with Libra. For the ruling planet for Libra is Venus. Venus is the planet of relationships and creativity and cooperation. Venus is going to be in Cancer from July the 30th till August the 25th. Venus is usually in Cancer once a year, unless there's a retrograde situation going on, and then it could take longer. But Venus is what we desire, it's popularity, it's what we really enjoy, and Cancer is 10 signs past Libra. So the 10th is career. It's your professional standing. With Venus, you are being acknowledged, you're being very popular, but it's enhanced with the exalted Jupiter. What I mean there is, and I've been talking about it recently, Jupiter is a 12-year cycle. Jupiter brings abundance and opportunity and expansiveness. Jupiter goes through each sign for a year, but once every 12 years when it's in Cancer, Cancer's the exalted sign, or it gives the potential for Jupiter to give more of its blessing, more of its luck for everybody. And the Jupiter is in Cancer, as I said, June 2025 till June 2026, transiting your 10th house of careers. And in August, the Jupiter is really enhancing the Venus. You could be getting a great deal of recognition at your job, your career. It could also, if you are in entertainment or if you're an artist, that's the Venus. The Jupiter could be bringing in more recognition, more money, much more opportunities. Now, before I go further, because Mars, assertive, ambitious Mars, is going into Libra, your sign, August the 6th, for 6 weeks till September the 21st. Mars goes into, takes 2 years to go through all the signs. But before I go deeper into what Mars and Libra will bring for you, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe, and don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. All right, Mars in Libra, it is in your first house. You're going to have more confidence, more bravado, more courage, more physical, more ready to take more risks, launch new ventures. And then that could go along with the Uranus in the 9th of whether it is education, launching a new online business, deciding to go back to school. The Mars could be giving you the jump starting all of that, giving you that courage to go for it. Now, the Sun will leave Leo August the 22nd and go into Virgo for 4 weeks till like September the 22nd. So now the Sun is starting to draw your attention to Virgo, which is the shadow sign for Libra, or it's the sign prior to Libra, which is what we call the 12th house sector. And so that is a time of more working behind the scenes. Now, it's good for studying, and with that Uranus in the 9th house, for those of you who have are back in school or deciding to go back to school, you may be doing a lot of studying and researching schools. Now, but also the 12th house, it always feels like it's a holding pattern. You're in an incubation period. You're just like waiting to what's going to happen next. Or you're doing a lot of behind the scenes work, more developmental work, keeping it more private. And that could be because assertive Mars is in your sign from August the 6th. So you are being very ambitious and driven. And then the Venus-Jupiter, all that indulgence and opportunity for recognition in your 10th house of careers. Then I'm thinking, let's go back to that focus with Uranus, where the seeds are being planted in any of those 9th house directions of education, of publishing, of marketing, of traveling. Now, I talked about the other planets and how they're all supporting the Uranus. The Pluto is the planet of transformation. And it's in Aquarius, an air sign, positive for you, Libra. But Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius is 5 signs past Libra. But it's going to be there for the next 20 years. Now, so your major life changes in positive ways, the Pluto. 5th house, children, or romance, or giving birth to creative new projects. That could be that Pluto in the 5th in harmony with your Libra sun, but also in harmony with the Uranus, the Saturn, and the Neptune. Now, the Saturn and the Neptune are together in Aries. Aries is opposite Libra. Opposite represents the significant other, which could be your spouse, could be your main business partner or your main client. And the Neptune brings in the dream, the vision. The Saturn anchors it in and makes it more possible and real. This is very favorable for marriage, for a deep connection in a partnership, but could also be bringing in a powerful contract offer or going into some type of partnership with this, if you're going more into the 9th house of marketing and publishing. So Libra rising, with that Uranus in the 9th, excellent to Libra sun, there's all this new insightful breakthrough energy with 9th house matters, with an exalted Jupiter through next June in your 10th house of careers. Something big for many of you is trying to unfold. And with the 9th, I have a friend who is a Libra, and one possibility is him working on cruise ships. So there's the 9th house of international traveling, and this would be something completely different. So whether it is importing, exporting, international travel, getting that higher degree, that publishing, marketing, new online business, and an exalted Jupiter in your 10th house of careers, Libra, this is your time to really take your goals, your dreams to the next level. I want to thank